What's up guys, we're back with another video, and no, I'm not doing anything motor related in this video. I did also figure out what the problem is with the motor to an extent, so it is not doing that weird knocking, which I actually found out was one of the brake booster lines that goes to the motor was unplugged for some reason, so I just plugged it back in and it fixed the problem. However, the hose is broken, so it's kind of just being held there by the vacuum. Anyway, I need to update the list on what we need to do today, but if you guys do notice, we have a bumper on the car very loosely because I actually need to figure out how to mount it right now, and there's a couple things I gotta fix with it because I'm not happy with how they look. So yeah, we're gonna tackle that, but there's actually a lot on the chopping block today. The garage is a freaking mess. So we have our brand new to-do list. Clean the garage because I don't like working in a dirty work environment. So fit the bumpers. If you guys do know, the car is actually on stocks in the rear. Shout out Jesus, shout out Frankie. Shout out the goats, because my Temu wannabe BBS's, well, they ain't looking too hot. I am gonna make another list for what needs to be done before we go to Vegas Drift in December, which they just announced the date for the event, which is on the 7th of December. So I am 1,000,000% making it to that event, and I'm excited to say I'm so ready for it. Now, is the car gonna be 100% when it's there? Possibly not. However, it might be. Get into fitting this bumper, which I already kind of started. Don't mind these holes. I tried to do something with them and then it didn't really work out, so they just look stupid. I made a little slot for the bumper to like slide into. Bottom, it is flexing a lot, so I will need to cut under here, just because I need to use my jacking point. So I'm probably gonna trim, say about to like here. I might just trim to like right here. I'm in no way a professional at painting or doing anything of that sort, like body work. However, I did paint the pieces on my Subi. If you guys do want to watch that video, it's on my channel somewhere. I do recommend doing this instead of doing what I'm doing, but if you don't really care, like if it's your actual like car that you're gonna daily, either A, get it professionally done, or if you want to spray can it yourself, you guys can go to, I forgot what the shop was called or what the website is, but you just put in your paint code, put in your car, put in everything, and it'll pop up the exact paint code that you need for your car. Now, the E46 is white, so I don't think it's really gonna matter what white I pick. Plus on top of that, I'm pretty sure the front bumper and the rear bumper are gonna get destroyed. I'm just gonna use regular Home Depot, like cheap paint for the front bumper. Now, granted, prep work is a big thing, so I'm gonna start with 120 grit sandpaper, and we'll move up to 220, and then I'm gonna move up to 320. Now, I picked up white primer. I have 2 cans of gloss white paint, automotive from Home Depot, pretty cheap. I got myself 2 cans of 2K clear in gloss because the whole rest of the car is gloss. I'm not trying to have a matte or satin paint finish on my front bumper. I did most of my trimming. I am going to sand and Bondo these cracks here because I think it's absolutely hideous. So I'm gonna prep it right now for Bondo. It requires 80 to 120 grit to like rough it up so the Bondo properly like adheres to your bumper or body panel or whatever you want to put it on. So I'm gonna just start sanding with 120. I didn't buy 80 grit because it's like kind of unnecessary. Okay, I actually went ahead and sanded the entire bumper because I'm gonna have to sand it again later anyway. So I'm gonna blow all this stuff off, wipe it down with some glass cleaner or degreaser or whatever, and then we're gonna start bondoing these little pieces because they're hideous. This is the Bondo that I'm about to use. It's just regular body filler from O'Reilly's. It says mixing ratio right there. There is not a single word that explains what the to do. It's just a little tiny picture right here that just says 2%. So we're just gonna wing it. I also went ahead and picked up a small spatula and a big one, and then it's not the cleanest piece of cardboard, but it's not gonna be a perfect bumper, so honestly, who cares? I'm gonna dial this side in so then I don't need to use as much hardener on the other side, because that was stupid fast. It's now the next day. I've already sanded this bad boy down to kind of what I'm happy with. There's a couple spots where the Bondo kind of left the chat. I might Bondo this little bit right here, sand that bad boy down, and then get to painting. So subscribe to Tony Boner so you can get some I would say it's pretty much done and ready for primer. Now, should I probably sand it with 220? Yes. Will I probably sand it with 220? Depends. I'm actually gonna clean this bad boy up right now. I'm gonna rinse it, basically wash all the dust off, all the crap. Wipe it down with degreaser, wipe it down with whatever. Normally it would be better to do with alcohol. And then I'm gonna also rinse it again so it's like fresh. And then I'm gonna judge from there if I should probably sand it with 220. When I shake this, I'm gonna shake it upside down because all of the material, or I don't even know what it's called, but most of the material is gonna sit at the bottom because guaranteed your cans are probably sitting like this. So mix it upside down for about like 2 minutes. I'm gonna shake it, put my mask on. You don't need one, but if you don't wanna really be breathing in that much like paint and all that, I definitely recommend getting one. But yeah, the bumper's not gonna be perfect. I could have taken longer on like the sanding, and the bumper's probably gonna get smashed the first event, so I don't really mind. As you guys can tell, the bumper is fully primered. I'm letting it dry right now. It is gonna be kind of difficult to do this at night, so I'm honestly debating on continuing this tomorrow, but for the most part, 2 cans is actually pretty much enough. It looks like I covered everything pretty well. Yeah, there's a couple imperfections that like don't really matter, like in my opinion. Like you can see the lines right here, which I got kind of lazy on this bit. Plus I got kind of tired, like my hand started cramping up. But as far as the primer goes, it doesn't look too bad. I'm actually kind of happy with it. Granted, this bumper is gonna get hammer it on. So I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna lay down 1 coat of paint. Okay, that was 1 can. I think it's actually not that bad. I think it's time for clear coat. I'd say it's pretty close to being done. I'm gonna touch the last spot that I painted, make sure it's dry to the touch, and then I'm gonna throw my mask on and start clearing. I'm gonna try to go through these 2 cans because they should be enough for 2 coats, maybe 2.5-ish. By half, I mean put clear on spots that I missed. So I'm not a professional, but I did a pretty decently wet and heavy coat for my first coat of clear. It's actually looking pretty good. Now granted, I know it's gonna look different in the daytime, but judging from just the light right now, it actually looks pretty decent. I won't lie. It is now the next day, and I did go ahead and do 2 more clear coats. I kind of tried to finesse the cans. I actually managed to find another can of clear in the garage, so 3 cans I think is good, not 2. I did miss a couple spots, so I went over with that 3rd can, got as much of the bumper as I could. It actually looks pretty decent. Now granted, it's kind of hard considering it's outside, there's not ideal lighting, but it looks pretty decent. I don't know how it looks on camera, but in person it looks all right. Now, I'm not a painter, but it looks pretty good. So, next thing we need to do kind of mock it up. I might need to drill 4 holes. So 1 on the end. I want to do 1 on the bottom, and then 1 on the bottom here, 1 on the end over here. I already have 2 drilled up front from before, which I might actually use, but we'll see. And then there is another opportunity for another hole to be drilled right here, but I think there's already 1 there. So I'll try and mock it up and figure it out. I probably should have mocked it up and drilled my holes before painting it, but it'll be all right, I think.
It actually looks good.
It's actually not that bad.
It looks pretty good.
The bumper is fully mounted up with a bunch of zip ties. By a bunch, I mean only 6 or 7. But I do need to trim the zip ties, and I am gonna kind of clean up the garage a little bit and start doing my oil change, because I may or may not be taking the car to a meet today with the boys. So, car is out of the garage. We just finished cleaning the entire garage. It doesn't really look that much different, but I kind of went a little OCD. Anyway, time to cross off some stuff. So, on our to-do list for this video and next video, we did the garage, cleaned it, fit the bumpers. The rear bumper is holding on by hopes and dreams at this point. I need to still drill some holes and zip tie it on there. Now, don't criticize me about the zip ties. It'll be all right. Anyway, we also painted the CSL bumper, or the CSL rep bumper, and the oil change. Next video, we're gonna be doing the front alignment. We're gonna mount the wing back on there, which fell off. I'll put in a picture right here. And then clean up the interior. The interior, it could use some TLC. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all in the next one.
Really nice. So,